Hello there, friends. It's me, your at-home social emotional skills learning host. So, you may not know this, but I am actually not a professional movie maker. And so it takes me a really, really long time to edit videos, especially when they're going to be fancy. And so the next episode of our Mystery of the Missing Socks is going to be pretty fancy, and so my goal is to have that for you by Monday, the next school day. And so today, instead of seeing episode 3, I have a boredom buster for you. You may be sitting at home thinking, what can I do all day long? I have nothing to do and I am so bored. And I'm sure that your parents and teachers are probably telling you, read a book, read a book, read a book. And you might be thinking, I have read all the books and the only books left are the really boring books or the books that I hate. And so my challenge to you is we are actually going to pick a book that you think is a really boring or bad book and then read it and talk to someone about why you think it's so bad. And we'll see what you come up with. And so I have an example for you that I will read to you now. This book is called The Giving Tree, which is a really famous children's story, but I have some problems with this book. So I'm going to read this to you and then we'll talk about what I think is wrong with this book and how it could be improved. Now, you might be thinking, I don't even have a book to read. I've read all the books, or I returned them all to the library. There's nothing. Well, you can still participate in this challenge. Pick a piece of schoolwork from your packet that you haven't done yet because you just think, oh, this looks terrible. Do that worksheet or whatever it is, and then tell me why it was so boring and how it could be improved. So for example, if you have math word problems that are like Mrs. Smith bought 10 apples and then she ate 7 of them, how many are left? Talk about why Mrs. Smith could have bought a lot more interesting things than apples. Why is that a boring word problem? So find a boring or bad or just a book that you really don't like, read it, and then talk to someone about why is this book so bad. So that's the challenge. And now I'm going to read my selection to you, The Giving Tree. Are you ready? The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat her apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older. And the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and eat apples and play in my shade and be happy." "I am too big to climb and play," said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" "I'm sorry," said the tree, "but I have no money. I have only leaves and apples." Take my apples, boy, and sell them in the city. Then you will have money, and you will be happy." And so the boy climbed up the tree and gathered her apples and carried them away, and the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a very long time, and the tree was sad. And then one day the boy came back, and the tree shook with joy. And she said, "Come, boy, climb up my trunk and swing from my branches and be happy." "I am too busy to climb trees," said the boy. "I want a house to keep me warm," he said. "I want a wife and I want children, and so I need a house. Can you give me a house?" "I have no house," said the tree. "The forest is my house, but you may cut off my branches and build a house. Then you will be happy." And so the boy cut off her branches and carried them away to build his house. And the tree was happy. But the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he came back, the tree was so happy she could hardly speak. "Come, boy," she whispered, "come and play." "I am too old and sad to play," said the boy. "I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat?" "Cut down my trunk and make a boat," said the tree. "Then you can sail away and be happy." And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. After a long time, the boy came back again. "I'm sorry, boy," said the tree, "but I have nothing left to give you. My apples are gone." "My teeth are too weak for apples," said the boy. "My branches are gone," said the tree. "You cannot swing on them." "I am too old to swing on branches," said the boy. "My trunk is gone," said the tree. "You cannot climb." "I am too tired to climb," said the boy. "I am sorry," sighed the tree. "I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry." "I don't need very much now," said the boy. "Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired." "Well," said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could, "well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down and rest." And the boy did. And the tree was happy. The end. Okay, so it had a happy ending. So what don't I like about this book? So first of all, I think it starts out great. There's this nice, wonderful tree and a little boy, and they have fun together and they play. But then the boy leaves, and the poor, sad tree is all alone, which I think is so sad. And then the boy keeps coming back and taking things, and the tree keeps giving and giving and giving until she's nothing left but a shriveled old stump. So I think at some point what would be better is this tree should have said, "Listen, boy, you are not being a very good friend to me. I'm thinking of your needs, I'm giving you my apples and my branches and my trunk, and you're not even spending any time with me. You're just taking it all and you're leaving and you're sailing around the world and you're not even sending me any postcards. I don't know what's going on with you until you show up after all these years and you want to take more stuff." That is not a true friendship. And so I wish this tree explained to this boy that, you know, I'm happy to help you, but I can't give until I'm just a shriveled old stump. I have to also take care of myself so that maybe I can be there for other children who want to sleep in my shade and swing from my branches. And I think that this is a lesson that we need to think about, that it's very important that we help other people and that we share with them, but if you give everything you have, every little piece, until you're nothing but a shriveled old stump, then you can't help anyone else, you can't take care of yourself, you're just a stump. And so I think it's important to draw a line in the sand in your imagination, and think, what can you do to help other people, but also make sure that you are taking care of yourself so that you can keep taking care of other people. And I think that for parents right now, this is a really important lesson. If you are home and your kids are home from school because we don't have any school right now, and you are trying to teach them all the things that they would be learning in class and making sure that they're doing their homework, and you're also trying to cook meals and clean things and keep everyone alive and entertain everyone, that's really challenging. So I think it's important to remember that trying our best is okay, and that we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to give until we're a shriveled little stump. Just try our best and do what we need to do and be kind to ourselves, so that we can also continue to help other people. And so I appreciate Shel Silverstein, the author of this book. I think he's a great author, and I think this is a good story, but it just makes me so sad that this tree didn't draw that line in the sand and ended up becoming a shriveled old little stump. And so don't be like the boy who just shows up and takes stuff and then leaves and never comes back and never even sends a postcard. And maybe don't be like the tree either, that just gives and gives and gives and gives until there's nothing left, and then she's just stuck and can't do anything for anyone and is just an old stump. That maybe there's a compromise we can make where we're helping others and we're also taking care of ourselves. And I think in times like these, that is a really important compromise to try to navigate. So, I am interested to hear from you what book or what story or what worksheet sent from school did you think could have been improved, and how would you have improved that? So if you want to send me an email or a text with your answers, with what is the book you chose that you did not like very much and why, I can share some of those maybe next time. So people connected to me, you should already have my contact info from your parents, and I will share some of your answers as soon as I get them. And I will see you next time in the next video, where we should see episode 3 of the Mystery of the Missing Socks. So stay tuned, be healthy, see you later.
Take care of other people, but still think of yourself, or else you might become a shriveled up stump.